Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello. That took me a little while to set up, but there's reasons, as you can see. Hello, Midas B, Lunaries, Valorial. Anyone else floating around out there? Let's see. Crafty. Hey, how's it going? Chat. Yeah, I decided I was going to grab basically every picture that Blue did for that I gotten with me and Midas from Blue because she's given me basically carte blanche to use art she's done for me as backgrounds. So, and of course, there's the thing I just made. So I'll stick that somewhere too. I made this today. Little smoochin'. Gonna stick this in the corner. Yeah, if you go into I posted all of the art I've done on FA if you are ever interested in looking at that. Yeah, I do stuff with Asaprite a lot. Let's get started. Metroid Prime Remaster. How do I use a Switch controller? I don't know. I haven't touched my Switch controller in a while. Let's see if the volumes seem okay. Munchies time. Yeah, I stuffed myself. So I had 3 bowls of chili. I had a milkshake and a bowl of ice cream and some toast. So hopefully I won't feel hungry for like 10 minutes. Because this game, I told the story yesterday, but this game, I have like a Pavlovian response to making me hungry. So we have different control schemes, by the way. I heard about this. It sounds like it might be a little loud. Let's lower that just slightly. That might be fine. We got a dual stick pointer if I was using the Wii or the Switch controller things, but I'm using the Pro controller. Hybrid, and then classic. I'll probably go dual stick for now. Like that, it would be either dual stick or classic. Like that would be the 2 options. So I usually have this off because I know this game well enough, and it annoys me when it interrupts me to tell me about stuff. But I also haven't played this game in a while, so what do y'all think? Should I have the hint system on or off? It's always been there, the hint system. You think I should have it on? I said well, I can always turn it off later if it annoys me too much, because it'll always interrupt me while I'm heading somewhere and be like, hey, head here, and I'll be like, but I'm already heading here. Narration. Oh, I don't know what that is. What do you mean narration? Okay, what does this mean? Does anyone know what this option is? No? Well, yeah, let's turn it on, I guess. Narration, this matches the original Japanese version of Metroid Prime? Sure. Or the European version. Like, there was narration we never got over here? That's messed up. Well, it says the full narration is Japanese version, the partial narration is a European version. So you had partial narration, apparently, Midas, whatever that means. Let's let's find out what that means. We got the subtitles on for it, just in case. I guess it'll probably not be in English. It's in extras. Ooh, items to unlock. I see. We'll check that out later. Oh, you never played any of the PAL versions? Interesting. What did you, how did you play it when you were a kid? I'm no casual. Played on normal. Abby normal. Yeah, so what is this narration business? What is like Samus talk? Oh, interesting, okay. Samus. Hey Dimension, how's it going?
The cosmos. In the vast universe, the history of humanity is but a flash of light from a lone star.
Okay, so this is
the life of a single person should be
this is stuff that definitely was not on
the stars,
the American version.
That burns brighter than all others. The light of Samus Aran. Her battles extend beyond her life and etch themselves into history. Here, another chapter of that history will be written.
That's very weird. It is a whole new experience. It's interesting that the Japanese version. So, like, did the American version come out first? Is that why the European and Japanese version had narration and we didn't? Let's see how this twin stick business works, because I've not really played FPS on a controller before. Okay, so we have one problem already. We definitely need to... It better have a way to... Camera. God. I don't want that. Invert one, please. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, there we go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, so that's the fire button. That's missiles. Okay. Jump is on left. Okay, jump is either left button or left bumper, or it's also B. Okay, Y is orb mode. So I can shoot with A or with right trigger. Missiles is right bumper. Looks like... Okay, D-pad does the scan visor. That's a big surprise. What button does it want? Okay, I scan with left trigger though. We got Prime last? Then, Hazel, then why did we have less content in it? Like, why did we not have the narration like everyone else apparently did? These, scan points are, like, very heavily colored, which is weird. Okay, so if this switches that... What this button do? Is this how I... Okay, so I have to hit X to switch, that lets me switch cannons if I had them. If I had any! But, oh right. Forgot about that. I did play the trilogy also, but yeah, I haven't played this game in a while, but I still feel like it's going to annoy me if I if I have the hints telling me where to go constantly. I think that's going to piss me off. I wonder if the doors will open faster because it's not like having the load time going on. I remember that would happen a lot. You'd like sit there and wait for the door for like 2 minutes. It's like, hey, open up.
Recorded to logbook.
A new creature. I have to find an actual space pirate that's not dead to get a scan of them though. I was interested at the creature that I scanned wasn't a red one though. Yep, he sure is dead. Oh, I'm going to try and get 100% on the scanning. Oh, you're still alive. That's right. Oh, you shouldn't have had a distress beacon if you didn't want me to come. Very dark in here. Charge beam. Okay, so it doesn't shoot just once. What do you mean, hey Rejax, look? What'd you do? Why did the bot say, hey Rejax, look? It didn't tell me, but oh, then Twitch isn't working correctly because Twitch did not tell me that a posture check occurred. It just said, hey Rejax, look, and I was like, why? And I looked at the activity feed and it still had nothing. So I'm going to guess that this still isn't really working, correct? I mean, access requested. Okay, it showed at that time, but all of my plugins have been disabled. And I'm having to like re-enable them, like the pronouns disabled itself, Brinker face, everything else disabled itself. Probably when Twitch died yesterday for Chrome. Well, I'm on Chrome again now, and it seems to be working okay. Did you know you can go through this tunnel and get a map? Huh. Okay, so this is our morph button. Does clicking sticks do anything? No.
Recorded to logbook.
Just... yeah. I don't know. Because I don't use an ad block on Chrome. Because it doesn't work. And hasn't for a while. I use uBlock, but that's mostly for, like, tracking and stuff. Kind of like how I use NoScript on Firefox. The pirates could solve a lot of things in general. Like they have ways they could solve things. Okay, I do have bombs. I forgot they actually start with stuff in this one before she decides to lose all of her things. I still like that picture I saw that I linked where it's just like she just turns into a very small person just like driving a thing around. This is spinning so fast and I don't like it. Look how fast this is going. Calm down. Oh yeah, tubes! I forgot about the whole tubes thing. That's been a hot minute. I'm just trying to remember, because I know that, like, this place has some permanently missable scans, so I'm trying to, like, get them all. That one's not good enough. This one's still injured, so I think it, yeah, it doesn't count either. Injured babies don't count. Egg. Why everyone always mutating stuff? It's, so that's interesting. I wonder if that's something I can change. Because to use the charge beam, I have to shoot 3 times. And I don't like that. Yeah, so when you're holding it down, it shoots 3 times, doesn't matter which button you're using. I mean... Oh, interesting. Okay. R plus and X to fire missiles. That's interesting. I'm not sure about that one. Oh, gyro plus stick. No, not when it's just in my lap. I think I'll do that. That's kind of what, Oh, not vertical reach, just stuff is damage smooth. Yeah, I don't want it to face downward when I'm jumping. That would be weird. No, I'm not gyroing. I don't have the correct situation going on here. I'm just holding the controller in my lap. If I gyro, it's just going to be bad times. Not the thing I want you to scan. That's what I want you to scan. Yeah, missile. Oh, I should have scanned. I think I need to scan that missile power up too. I think that's a thing. Or the missile, like, can get. And it's some pirate data. And now they're red. By auto turret. Harmless. A thing. Amazing. A bug. Oog. Yeah, I can do that later. Oh. We'll have more opportunities to scan a thingamabob. Still dying over here. Why would you attack if you're dying? There we go. Oh, right. Okay, so that's a thing. Are you also injured? That's true, they do hate Samus that much. Destroyed. That's the missile button. Keep forgetting what the missile button is. Yeah, I'll get used to it. Just takes me a second. I like how they decided to, like, give anatomy to all these things. injured still? There you go. He has minimal injuries, therefore he's not a real space pirate. Ask the game. Please insert metallic sphere. Damn, I can't believe a spherical object would fit in here. That's a very funny, like, lock to have, too, for something. It's just like only people with orbs can come in here. Yeah, see, that's so weird, and I don't like it. I had to, like, shoot 3 times in order to charge beam. I wonder why they did that. Like, was it always that way, and I just don't remember? Because, like, to be, you know, it has been a while since I've played this one, so maybe this one just always was funny that way. That is dead. Oh no. I hope you feel better. I missed what you said earlier about it. I saw you were saying something earlier that was going on. But it's lost to time at this point. Okay, so that's because I don't think it does that in... Oh, I took too long. I was too busy looking at the chat. Yeah, I feel like 3 at least doesn't have that. Like, you can just shoot once and then start charging. I feel like 2 might be that way also. So this might be just unique to this one. They wanted to do something funny. Time for baby boss fight. We'll see if the adjusting while aiming thing is what I want or not. Too busy pondering the orb, it's true. Sam, as it turns out, is not a monster fucker. Hit B? Okay. Okay, that's B. Whenever it tells me to hit a button on the Switch controller, I'm always like, what button is that? I hope I didn't miss any lore while I was, dicking around. I like how you can shoot through this if you just, do it just right. Oop. There we go. Why was this thing hanging out in the reactor or whatever anyway? That's a very funny place to be. It was cold.
Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately.
We're trying to go. I'm out of missiles. That feels bad. Please step into the hologram. Time for me to lose all? Not yet, actually. It's in the right elevator. Time to lose orb. This creature is deceased. Thank you. I need to jump up somewhere if I remember right. Probably over here, yeah. Okay, I'll have to get used to it. I think I do want to keep that on, but I'll have to, like, make sure not to be moving the camera at the same time I lock onto something. Okay, I already handled them. Oh no. Splatter. Funny splats. Yeah, yeah, basically that's what it said. It's just like, this is like, what are you looking at this for, idiot? It's dead. What are you doing? How long will it be before the munchies kick in? Maybe the game will look different enough that won't munchie me up. You think I should turn it off then, Midas? Alright, I'll turn it off. Lock on free. I thought maybe I'd be able to do something funny with it, but yeah, you're probably right. Open up. Open faster. Oh hey, it's the Rejax room again. We're back. Alright, I go this way. Every game has a Rejax room. Time to... Damn it. It won't tell me about what the grappling hooks actually are. Look at that dithering on those eyes. Dang, I'm so mad. Ugh. Let's get out of this mode, thank you. I'm... explode. Oh no. Oh no, the explosions for some reason, oh no. Oh my shit, broken, oh no. How could this happen? All someone has to do is... Oh, there's actually a voice for this now. So all someone would have to do to beat her is just like throw a bomb at her and she should lose all of her suit powers and then be like, oh shit. Your belly's depressurized. I would have said if that was Midas telling me it was I couldn't do it because it was depressurized or whatever. Yeah, it was no one's fault. She just, like, all of her stuff was just really, wimpy for some reason. Oh my god. Oh, there's funny little fellas floating away. I don't think I ever saw that before. Sam is supposed to cringe. Yeah. My throat's being a little funny today. It's a very rocky entry into the atmosphere. I'm still finishing off this soda I bought. I've got one bottle left after the one I've got here. Now I'll be going back to tea again. I wonder if the speedrun trick that only worked in 1.0 works here to get the high jump boots early. Probably not. But it'd be funny if they did. New extras unlocked in main menu. Thanks, Samus. Or I'll save, whatever. I think it's just kind of out of place because, like, she's never shown that, like, there would be a reason for her to freak out about Samus before. So, like, and it was just on top of everything else. So, like, it had the whole, like, thing where she had to wait for permission to do anything. And then also the whole, like, suddenly she's freaking out over something that she's fought, like, in, you know, in our heads, this is something she's fought, like, a million times. What's the problem, you know? What is this? Oh. Okay. We never got the manga. That is true, we never got the manga. But yeah, it just seems kind of weird that, like, she's kicked this guy's ass, like... Oh, I don't have the charge beam anymore, either. She's kicked this guy's ass, like, 5 times, and suddenly she's just like, oh no. What's going on? Oh no, I can't handle this. Maybe, yeah, I mean... I imagine my dad probably has it too. Because he was in the military and stuff. I don't really know. He's never talked about it. But yeah, I definitely can't claim to be an expert on it by any means. Spike. Everyone loves the spiky boy. I cannot go this way yet, I believe, but I can scan this thing. Yeah, because I do not have missiles yet. But you gotta remember to scan those, because otherwise, they get consumed also. Oh no. The mushroom that pops. Trying to scan, see if they were need to be scanned. It's like, no, you gotta hear about this half pipe, this cool half pipe. What's it gonna be used for? I bet you would love to know, wouldn't you? This half pipe. Oh, don't touch me. How dare you touch me? Alright. Let's see how long the elevator trip's take in this version. I remember that was, I remember those used to take a while. Oh, shit. Who doesn't want to get poked too hard, B? Yeah, it's pretty fast. But here we are. Sandyland. Carbon dating cannot determine. Why can't carbon dating determine? Why not? Are they not made of carbon? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What is that? Oh, right. The Chozo lore. Yeah. Words. Words. And why can't Samus carbon date? Exactly. That's right, the I think they made the noise for an item being hidden have a bigger range. Because I don't think you would have heard the one that's around here out here normally. I feel like this would have driven me, like, very annoyed as a kid if I was like, where is it? Where is it? Ah! That was one thing. I never 100%ed this game because it's, like, impossible to find all the stupid, power-ups. Let's see, I need missiles for that. So maybe we'll find them today. Maybe today will be the day. Or not today, but this, playthrough will be the time. We find all the things. Hello, Makibao. How you doing?
Recorded to logbook.
Honey beetles. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a bad idea. Hey, maybe don't do what I just did. Maybe don't do that. Have you considered not doing that? It's fine. I walk back through, I think they'll respawn and I can kill them again for some health. Or I can just kill this for some health. Eh, 22 energy is fine. I already scanned this funny thing.
Recorded to logbook.
A leaf. Oh no, a poison. Poison tree, poison leaf. There's a save up here anyway. I think it's right through that door. Very dark around here. Oh yeah, the wasps.
Recorded to logbook. Recorded to logbook.
Are we ready for bloaties? Ah. It's okay. This is not the one. I know there's one of these hallways where you have to like try and catch one of those like weaver, whatever the hell they're called. Annoying fellas that like dive at you. Yeah, in real life, I do not like being near wasps or bees. Both of them get me very uncomfy. But Rejax is fine. I don't remember these being scannable before. Maybe I just never bothered after I'd played through it a couple times. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, yeah, a bee fursuiter would be fine. Like, that wouldn't bother me. The main thing is I've never been stung by a bee or a wasp, so I actually have no idea if I'm allergic to it or not. And that's actually what worries me the most. Because I don't know what would happen.
Recorded to logbook.
Inky water. Alright, time for our first boss battle. Are you excited? Pierce, you must use the bridge. Oh no, the bridge. Poison water bridge. Alright, let's walk across this perfectly normal. Oh no! Can't believe this happened. They just bounce around.
Recorded to logbook.
Oh, don't go fast, I have to scan you.
Recorded to logbook.
Ram, boss. They like to ram. I'll fall off the, I'll fall off into the water. Or I have to, like, shoot or whatever. Scans Rejax. Hey, Dark Overlord, how's it going? Welcome to Bloatbees. Where'd you go? Like, you just kind of have to step just ever so slightly and they miss you. Like, I'll just kind of wander a little bit over here. I realize they're coming anyway. They spend too long being funny and not enough time actually stinging. Oh. Wait, I don't think that was supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Hey, Juker. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll just leave. Hey, oh, shit, I fell. What? Hey, they're just going around circles over there. Is that a bug in the original version? I've never seen that happen before. I need orb experience to come this way, which I don't have. They're still going at it. They still hurt me too, like they're still enemies, they're still trying. Alright, bye y'all. Have fun circling forever. Get out of the way. How dare you. Okay, I guess I was hitting an obstruction when I was trying to shoot those guys. Alright, doing that destroys it. Yeah, I think it just, that destroys it permanently, doesn't it? Maybe don't land on the excitable mushrooms. Yeah, whoever enters that circle is ready to become an orb very quickly. Are we already got me to the point where I'm having trouble reaching the keyboard? Wow. No, I saw the. It said the message when Midas orbed me up. Because that's the second to last stage, is having trouble reaching the keyboard. Oh, okay. You can just scan the destroyed hive for some reason. I mean, I guess, of course you can. Yeah, everything's being kind of funny right now. The eyes return. I guess I can shoot the eyes, but, like, whatever. Well, you said you had a storm outside, right? Like, storms do tend to cause funny things to happen. Whoa. When I was still starting to stream, during the, like, 15 minutes it took me to set up all these pictures around the border here. Because I'm silly. Yeah, I was setting this up, like, I was like, well, today's Valentine's Day, so, like, I have this new art that I posted that's in the bottom right that you can't see too well because it's dark. Like the new animation I did. And I was like, well, I should just, like, cover the edges with pictures of me and Midas because it'd be funny. And so I spent, like, a while doing that. Orb. Blue orbs. Alright, time for boss fight in quotes number 2. It's true, it is almost time for an orb experience. I wonder what the casual difficulty does in this game. Like, does it just make everything do way less damage to you? Everything's shaking. I like how this thing kind of poses for you for a bit while it camera pans around. Hey, look at me, I'm so fancy.
Recruited to locker.
Yeah, I know. Stop telling me what to do. I'm waiting for it to charge. Landing, yes. Damn. Destroyed. Oh. You know what this means. It's the final, the orb experience. Orb percent, exactly. There's one funny fella just on the wall there. Okay. I don't have the bombs yet, though. That room had an orb so I could go through, but I think I need the bombs before I do that. Because I'm pretty sure that's where I get a... No, that is where I get the bombs, I think, isn't it? That's the fire room, right? The fire thing I have to fight? I think I go there now. Yeah, so I think I go back there again. Yeah, you're right. It is a very different noise, and it does kind of sound like construction going on again. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh wait, no, this is where I just... No, okay, no, I don't go there yet. I don't think. Yeah, I don't go there yet. What? I'm stuck. Okay. No, I think I go back to the overworld and then come back here later. I think I'm done here for now. I need bombs. Do a lot of things. I need to teach orbs how to explode. And that right, yeah. Sack. The newt sack. That's right, so I can go up there because I have missiles now, but first I'm going to head this way. Because there was a spot I could roll through. I don't remember if there's anything in here or not. There is. What are they doing? What are they doing to that? I don't think I'm supposed to be over here yet, but what are they doing? They're dancing. Can't believe they have jetpacks. Stop asking. Stop asking how hungry I feel. Out of context, that, like, sounds really bad, Zool. But, yes, perhaps you would, keep me full for a bit. That's true. Bumping all the spikes, all the spiky boys. I mean, it's fine. In context, it's fine. Yeah, it's a lot darker. Is one thing I can say about this. All the rooms are very dark right now. This one has, yeah. You see, I remember where stuff is pretty good, I feel like. Yeah, they don't. That's interesting. Let me see. There's a setting about that. Oh. I think I'm going to turn this off because I don't... I'll... I will... at least they have a colorblind going on here. That's interesting. Yeah, I was like, that's kept popping up, and it's like, it needs to kind of stop popping up. just a bit. Little bit. Yeah, I was trying to see if there's a setting for like brightness or something, because it is kind of dark, but I guess not. Stop, pop, and roll. Well, no, you roll, then you pop, and then you stop. I didn't see anything in display, no. Right, this says split path. Also, I feel like the minimap in the top right is more zoomed in than usual. Ooh, okay, not that way. Nope, not that. Okay, I'm not supposed to be here yet then. Really? I'm not supposed to be here yet?
Level critical.
Yeah, I guess not. Exactly. I roll, pop, stop, and then I do it all over again. Alright, well, this was a time I have to come back with the Varia suit. At least I know now. Yeah, I need the Varia suit. If I enter that room, I'll all the air in me will expand. It'll heat up and expand, and then I'll become immobile. So I have to have the Varia suit before I can go that way. Alright, see ya. Thanks for coming by. My god, yeah, it's so dark. Our conversation really reminds me of how one time I was in Spike's stream, I think it was, and someone like randomly declared that I had like a vor VTuber, and I'm like, no. No, never figured that one out. Like, I never figured out how to make it do that. And then I said, no, it's not vor, it's inflation. They said, that's even worse. And I'm like, what do you mean that's worse? Like, what? What are you talking about? Who cares? I mean, vor doesn't bother me, as you know, so... Someone wants to think I'm a vor VTuber, they can. I mean, I would do it just to fuck with people if I knew how to anyway, so it's like... Whatever. Like, I would make a mode where I have, like, bulges in my belly or whatever, you know, if I could. just to tease people. I feel like I'm supposed to be getting either the bombs or the high jump right now. But I need the boost ball before I get the high jump, I think? But that can't be right. The high jump's over here at this little door, I believe. No, it's at this door. It's at this door, but I come in from this door, which I think comes from up here, which requires me to mess with the half pipe. I don't want to go to the Furry crash site yet. That's a bad idea. That's water shenanigans. I don't want to deal with that. So I guess I do need to just go back to over here. I thought I was done over here, but I guess not. Always the like start of the game I'm a little shaky on, and after that it's very obvious where to go once you have most of your kit. I mean, this game always looked good with stuff like that. Like, that's not even new to this version. So... I feel like I need double jump to go there, but maybe that's... There's a lot of half pipes around here. Yeah, I don't think this is correct yet. There is up here, though. You know, honestly, like, she's wearing power armor. Like, she's wearing armor that has, like, some kind of barrier on it, right? Like, these must be some powerful wasp stingers. Where are these coming from? Eh, whatever. It's funny you asked that. My Super Metroid skin, which I've only modified the death animation, basically when the suit blows off of me, the belly expands very rapidly because it's the only thing that was holding it in. So... toxin levels too high. Yeah, they really made the lighting for this very interesting. But yeah, like the fact my beams can't light things up anymore is weird. I feel like I'm surprised that's the case, because it was pretty consistent that you could shoot to light things up before, like in all of the games. I'm wondering if that was an oversight. Okay, okay, I remember this path now. Room. I think this is where I want to go. I'm looking for a specific enemy that you can only see like twice. Intense heat. Okay, this is not the way I wanted to go. Man. I guess my memory is crap. There they are. That's the fellows I was looking for. Yeah, these things, you see them like twice and then they stop spawning. You have to like sneak up on them. I don't think anything else like that shows up. Like, I think that was the last time I have to care about that. Not really a creature, it's just kind of a funny tentacle. New, health orb. I mean, I looked at missile ammunition before. What are you talking about? Can I not scan the funny plants? I guess not. Oops. I've activated the symbol. That way. Place it. I think I need the bombs before I fight the big plant thing. That's not my next location. I think he leaves. Okay, I need bombs for this. I guess I go through this door then. Pinnacles can definitely be funny, especially ones with sharp implements on them. Okay, this is the room I was thinking of. I thought I was entering this room when I entered that heat room a moment ago. There should be a save over here, I think. No, you want them a little dull for extra fun. Hey, thanks for the follow. Angry mushrooms. I think I need a double jump for that. I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, so you keep, like, the shriek bats are always in a room where you, like, forget that they're there. Great poison comes from the core. So the fact that they talk about the poison so much makes me think that this thing must have been here for a very long time. The meteor. Hey Scott Rahul, how you doing? Door cannot be opened with that weapon. I'm biting stuff. Get out of here. Game's so impatient. This. Oh, right, runes. The king keeps backseating. I mean, it kind of does that a little bit, honestly. I need to find symbols and do. I forgot about that. Funny mouth. Yeah, it's very hard to see for me a little bit. I already got that. Yeah, I try to stream about 5 days a week, plus or minus a day, depending on my mood. Alright, where are... Oh, there's another symbol. Where's our last? That thing's just going wild over there. I'm not even near it. It's just having a time. Okay, that's... that. Harsh beam. Hold on, let me read this lore while I'm over here. Funny fella. Right. Where? Final symbol. Wow, I bounced off of that. I already activated that one. There must be another one. Oh, there it is. It was under all the mushrooms. Wow, that thing fell fast. I don't remember it going that fast before. Just dropped. Now, eyes. And teases us with this thing I could go through with a bomb. Can I charge beam that? Nope. Okay. Yeah, they're very different looking now. The music has this weird whoa in the background going on too. I'm pretty sure I can't climb this yet without a double jump. I'm not sure what charge beam does for me though right now. Whoa! You know, it's funny you mentioned that, because you know how like people like making music out of Mario's sound like noises? I've not, besides YouTube poops, like YouTube poop music videos and stuff, I've not really heard someone make a song using Hank Hill noises, like an actual just like he's the instruments sort of thing. Okay. Good job. Yeah, well, I mean, imagine it's not too technically difficult to do that. As far as like programs are concerned, it's probably just time consuming. Anything fun to scan here? Nope. I mean, you can probably just use any, like, you could just use Audacity or something. Like, well, old Audacity, don't use the new one. I remember there was something going on about the new one, but you can use old Audacity. Also, that I-beam was moving weird. Did you see that? It was like it was moving at a really low frame rate or something. It was interesting. Alright, this funny fella. Hello. Are we ready for more? Okay, here's the room that I knew I had to get to. I think this room gives me the bombs. I feel like, maybe. this weird fire incinerator for some reason.
Recorded to logbook. Recorded to logbook.
This is yet another wasp.
Recorded to logbook.
Oh, there's another one. Probably launch missiles at the thing instead. Get out of here. Up your funny waspy ways. I mean, that's Metroid 2 had that also. That's just straight out of Metroid 2. Yeah, I don't need any bloating assistance right now. I think I'm well handled by my chat. Can you do it? Can you keep me away from sharp objects? It was Other M. Other M and Metroid 2 both have a Metroid Queen as the final boss, I believe. There we go. Now I can make orbs explode. Oh no. If you didn't hear me, I was saying Other M and yeah, I've never finished the 3DS Metroid 2. Wait, normal Metroid 2 has a Metroid Queen that you get bored by and then bomb inside of. And then yeah, Other M also has it, I believe. What is the DS Metroid 2 have as a final boss? Oh really? Ridley again. It's kind of weird, honestly, because like the whole thing with Metroid 2 is like the space pirates weren't there. Like you were the only one there. That's mean. Oh, that was mean, Samus.
Recorded to logbook.
That thing wasn't hurting anyone. It was just hanging out. Exactly, that was friend. That's right, this whole thing where you have to, like, do stuff in a time limit. For some reason. I don't remember it being very hard. I'm assuming the timing's still the same as it was in the original. And it's not, like, sped up because of the higher FPS or something wild. One more time. I always like Metroid Dread. That's the thing is they like Metroid games weren't like brain dead easy, but I feel like they aren't meant to be like extremely hard either. And between the 3DS remake and like Metroid Dread, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with those. Like, just they're not fun. And I didn't get far enough in the 3DS one to find something hard because playing on a 3DS actually just hurts me. So I just like couldn't play it anymore. Playing on those kinds of systems just cause me physical pain. What's the... Okay, I think it's later. Remember there was like an energy tank around here, if I remember right, that I need to like do the bomb jumping to get to. Speaking of energy tanks. Not even, I guess it's my wrist? I'm not sure what part of my hand it is. Very red room. Wrong button. Okay. Just wanted to practice doing that. Oh, that's me. Where was it? Ah, I don't like these footsteps. They're so weird. I keep thinking something's happening like around me. I hear the noise of a power-up somewhere. Yeah, that was the thing too, is like, the bosses took a while, and like, I was able to, like, I got annoyed with the last one because apparently there was something you were supposed to do that it didn't telegraph at all. You're supposed to lay a power bomb during a certain phase, and because I didn't know that, it would just be like insta-lose. But like the other bosses, yeah, like I got them eventually after a few tries. I don't think I first tried it. Did I first try any of the bosses in Dread? I feel like I didn't, but I'm not sure. I feel like I got close with one at least. Oh, this isn't a power-up, this is just that thing making a funny noise. Oh, I did? Which one did I do first try? Oh, okay. Were those a boss? I thought those were just like an encounter. Definitely need double jump to get up there. Can I be funny? No. You know, I've been blinding that like radar on the left side this whole time. Like, I didn't even see it. I don't even know what it's trying to tell me. Yeah, the maps, like, that map's being a little bit better now, but, like, yeah, the maps are very zoomed in. I feel like they're not that zoomed in normally. Or maybe I'm just really spoiled by later games at this point. Or do I have to reactivate these symbols again? No, the bees are back. The bees are back in town. Do I get to find out what these are now? Okay. Remember I tried scanning those before and it wasn't interested in telling me about them. The door. Decorative gate. I think it's time for another boss. It's kind of one thing. The early parts of this game really rapid fire the bosses at you too. And then like later on you don't see one for a while, but like at the start it's just like, here's a boss, oh here's another oh here's another boss. Out of the way. Can't beat me, tentacles. I'm more powerful than you. I'm just using up all our ice. Anyway, here's a plant. Well, that happened so fast. Yeah, all the cutscenes happen really fast. Yeah, I know, but it's just interesting how fast they happen. That's scanning range. Am I allowed to... Okay, do I need to scan that too? Or is it just telling me about the sun? Maybe yeah, scanning range is right there. Okay, that is a creature. Damn. I mean, that is the dream Zool. Dare you? Also, is this the music that was always during this boss fight? Because this music's really weird. I need to, like, stun it? Yeah, I think I need to stun it. Okay, I guess I really don't remember then, because yeah, this music sounds funky. Yeah, I'm wondering if someone like redid the music to try and match, but it's not quite the same. Oh, there you are, Marvis. We've been talking about how weird this music is. Can't believe I just tried to escape the orb. It sounds about normal? Okay, I just really don't remember the music then. Oh, okay. It's the spore spawn of this game. I mean, that makes sense. I feel like the music was also just a lot less, like, obvious. There you. Like in the original, I feel like the music was just like quieter a bit. Boing. Oh, that was a nice boing. Gotta wobble. I always like the weird plants like growing for a second when that thing died too, and then like dying again. An S, of course. Or a Z. Is it an S? It's a cool S. Yeah, if only it was screw attack. That's not in this one though, I think. Isn't the Omega Pirate the one that was supposed to be Ridley originally? I had to fix it. There was some purple from the normal background there. No, I burped. I was burping from the soda I was eating and drinking, and then I was like fixing something. So it was kind of like a mixture of things. I mean, everything went purple for a bit. Oh, that's weird. I didn't notice that. Oh yeah, I mean, I fixed something so that it like took up more space so there wasn't purple showing, but like the whole background shouldn't have gone. Oh, I was like hiding stuff to figure out which one I was trying to grab. If that might have been what you were noticing. I was like doing this trying to figure out which one it was. But yeah, Varia suit. All right, time to go to Cold Hotman. Oh god, I remember this room always annoying me. It's even harder to see now.
Recorded to logbook.
The orb is contained within Samus.
Recorded to logbook.
Like how they get very angry if you're charging your beam. Oh no.
Recorded to
Okay, good.
logbook.
This is a very busy room. Full of wasps. Remember too, like, you have to learn like what all these things mean. Like, Kordike gets broken by what?
Recorded to logbook.
Magmore Cavern. That. That room. Okay, it's orb room. That way is. I think this way has an energy. Remember right? Oh. Put me back up. Put me in. Such a weird noise. All these noises are so weird. Like, they definitely increased the sound design.
Recording to logbook.
In there. But have I never... Okay. Hear noises. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they made it so dark. I'm surprised there's not like a brightness option anywhere. All of that for a missile expansion. Belly expansion. I can now hold 35 gallons of air. This should be, yeah, this guy. Always need more. Ah, God, I can't see shit. Where am I? Okay. I'm navigating by the map because I can't see anything. Alright, I was stay like that. Yeah. Does that little weird flash thing. Which it kind of always did that. Go over here. I feel like there's ought to be something interesting around here. Oh, it's here again. I remember this place. Wonder if the bugs are still there. Let's find out. No, they left. I got the shoulder pads now. The shoulder orbs. They're just giant air conditioning units. Because air conditioning units are fragile? Maybe. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, and I'm back. Hope y'all are doing good. I hit the wrong button immediately. Funny fella.
Recording to logbook.
Funny little bee. Beetle thing. I remember there being a weird
Recording to
puzzle to get the plasma beam, and I don't remember much else about the North area, honestly. The North Air wannabe area. They even use the same music as Norfair, so it's like they just wanted to make Norfair. Honestly, with the way that they have this like set up, I feel like they were wanting to make a Super Metroid 3D and ended up having to like make it something else for some reason.
recording to logbook.
Pink gas. That might be why it's not very memorable, because like you don't actually do much in here. Like it has these funny fellas, but otherwise. I forgot I didn't have double jump for a second there.
Recording.
These funny things that grab you when you're an orb. I'm not allowed to bomb them? I thought I could. Oh, okay. Oh my god, come on. They're like they're camping the entrance. What am I supposed to do about this? Get out of here. Can't believe they do this to me. Spawn campers over here. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really remember having to deal with that before either, because you just double jump over that fence later. Oh, is that the trick? I remember that now you mention it. Alright, these like sink when you stand on them. I forgot about that. I feel like there's more in that room. I think this room changes later too. This room stops having these platforms and has these like fellas you have to shoot and flip over. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like that's true in nature too. Like orbs are very popular. Dimension Bendisium. Okay. I forgot about that. That's on me. I think this is just leading back to the other elevator, yeah. I'm gonna turn around. I have no reason to be here. Wow, those turrets respawn fast. I guess I'll do them. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't like the walking noises either. I didn't want to deal with those turrets, but I guess I had to. Yeah, that's the thing. The walking noises, because they're like quiet enough, and they also kind of sound like they're coming from behind you. It's weird. Things to scan. Immersion piston. Magma predators. This where I need to do the triple jump? There we go. Oh, I need to do it twice. There we go. Oh, I need to do it 3 times. Okay, good. Oh wow, Fendrana drifts already? I feel like that doesn't happen for a while, I thought. I just scan the things even though they don't do anything. Who put these, like, flags here? That's my question. This ice structure blocks the hole. Oh, you think the pirates did it? I guess that's possible. It's like the one song from this game that there's like a bunch of OC remixes for. You gotta scan these now, because once you have the X-ray visor or whatever, they don't show up anymore. They stop being real.
Recording to logbook.
Gas-based propulsion. I'm also kept aloft by gas. I don't think there's any propulsion involved, though. Oh, is this still locked? Is that correct? Oh, that is correct. Okay. Well, thank you. Oh. Can I even kill these? Oh, I can, okay. Hear an upgrade somewhere. It taunts me. Alright, these funny fellas.
Recording to logbook.
These funny fellas where they just had it display like the memory. Like I think it just displays the RAM when you're near them, at least in the original version. Because having the actual like filter effect was too intensive. Those funny fellas. With extreme heat. I don't remember that one. I wonder if that's a thing I never found properly. That's not the jump button. Oh. I thought someone earlier said that we got it last. Okay, I need a spider ball for that.
Recording to logbook.
Yeah, why would... It's so weird. Like, yeah, they got half of it, and then we got none of it, and Japan got all of it. It's like... Well, it was like... I don't know, maybe just translating it took too long and they didn't feel like it, I don't know. Yeah, there's narration at the start of the game and stuff that the US version doesn't have, and never had. That's in this. Like a voiceover narration. And apparently, like, the options are for, like, partial narration, which is equivalent to the EU version, or full narration, which is equivalent to the Japanese version. But, like, the US version didn't have any of it.
Recording to logbook.
Well, is Retro Studios a, like, American company? Like, are they an American dev? Can I scan this waving door? No. I'm here. Yeah, they definitely expanded the range of the power-up whoosh noise. I'm like hearing it constantly in every room now, and it's really obnoxious, actually. weird footsteps again. That is in the game, that is not in your house. Okay, I think this is where I get the half pipe ball. I feel like I'm supposed to have double jump at this point. No, that doesn't make sense because I need a half pipe ball to get double jump. Yeah, it's weird that you have to, like, shoot them in the back. Weird, back shells. Okay, here's boost ball, I think. Yep. Time for half pipes. Orb experience once again. What? Fish? Fish? Oh, there's a fish. Hi, fish. Not quite where I was scanning, but hello. Make sure it wasn't something else to scan. That's not the correct button. Turns blue now? Is that the color it always... I don't think that's the color it used to turn. I thought it turned like a yellowish color before. Gotta scan this. I missed out on the way down originally. Oh, these are some powerful ass boxes, jeez. Okay, now that I have half pipe power, I can finally get the high jump. The double jump, or whatever the hell it is in this. I don't remember these things being like so far outside of these tunnels before either. That's kind of weird. Like, it's not... Like, they're always in the tunnel. They weren't, like, by the doors. I think I'm done here. For now. I don't think I can get the wave beam yet. Yep, that. Well, that happened. God. Is this wobbling happening? Oh, you're right there. Oh, I need the plasma beam. That's rude. I think it's time to head back Yeah, I think I need wave beam or spider ball, I think now. To continue in this area. I think the quickest way back was right below me? No, it's on the other side. What's the only thing that sets off your anxiety? Oh, the footsteps. Yeah, I wonder if there's an option. It doesn't look like it now. Did it expect me to... The feeling doesn't want me to go back this way. I think it wants me to have the grapple beam. Grapple bapple. Don't let me go back the long way. Such goofy things. Most fearsome enemy, a gas ball. Ah. Room has something in it, if I remember right. I guess that's why I'm the most dangerous enemy too, if gas balls are that dangerous. Yes. Here we go. Damn. Where is it? Very powerful orbs. It's a weird cage room with just a missile expansion in it for some reason. I hear another upgrade around here. I guess it's not in here. Actually, yeah, it's how many gallons of air can I hold now? 40 gallons of air. We've got a lot of room for growth, though. Item noise. Not that way. Wait, do I have to go this way? I can't get back out that way, it looks like. But it looked like I needed the grapple hook to get to the other elevator. Am I misremembering something? I don't think I can do anything else in Fendrana right now. Like, I'm not supposed to fight the that giant funny boss yet, right? Not the walker guy, but like the weird fellows that you break the backs on. I thought that wasn't yet. Yes. Gas. Yeah, I can't go up there without a double jump. I guess I do have to. Huh. I mean, I don't have another way out. I can't get over here because it looked like I needed the grapple beam to go over here. Or, yeah, to go back to Talon Overworld. So it looks like I need to go back into Fendrana. I don't remember seeing a half-pipe location in Fendrana, which is why I feel like the expectation now is to go back to get the double jump. Unless I don't actually need the grapple to go that way, and I just thought I did. Like, it just looks like I do, maybe. This definitely looks like it wants. That looks too high to jump up to. Yeah, once you're in the lava, you can't jump that high. Oh. You son of a bitch. Supposed to grab that bomb. Here we go. This is what I didn't see. We got an expansion to get. Expansion. No, not deflation, expansion. Get out of here, evil Rejax. When did we defeat evil Rejax? Oh my god. Yeah, it's moving the controller does that, but like, shouldn't that be a button? Okay, the X button bounces too. Well, jerking a controller up also worked like Midas suggested. It doesn't... Did it mention that anywhere? It does not mention that anywhere. Huh? Yeah, I mean, it mentions it in the options, sure, but as like a spring ball sensitivity, but it doesn't mention any of the like text of the items. Okay, this room requires spider ball. Holy crap, why do I have 24 IMs? What's happening? Pop you saw. Okay, 4 IMs on Discord and 24 IMs in Telegram for some reason. Funny flower where I have to wait for it to like spit out a thing and then like launch it back so it burns up. It's so weird. What are you talking about, Zool? I am you almost every day. Wrong button. Not actually a Mario and Luigi problem, I'm just bad at buttons nowadays for some reason. That's why that's why the Wii was made for people like me who can only handle one button. Just shake your controller everywhere if you need to get something done. MacBook. I don't actually, I'm not familiar with what a, like, I know what a MacBook is, but I'm not sure what that means. Oh, it's an onion spoof? Okay. We left this space jump just back here. It isn't even space jump, it's just high jump boots. Like, space jump boots? Now that I have that. Yep, now, more light than usual. Always easy to carry around. Yeah, I'm always easy to carry around. Just lift me over your head and take me along. Yeah, it's just a quick shake. It is strange that they don't mention it in the game. Like, you think they would have just added text being like, you can do this fun thing. You can bounce. You're an orb. Orbs bounce. In the manual? What manual? Oh no, it's an orb that shoots spikes at me again. This keeps happening. Oh. Cutscene interrupted me from scanning.
Recorded to logbook.
Big crater. Big funny crater. Impact orb. Reverse orb.
Recorded to logbook.
Time to find all the artifacts. Oh boy. I remember where a lot of them are anyway,
Recorded to logbook.
but this still is logbook entries, so I'm gonna scan them.
Recorded to logbook. Recorded to logbook. Recorded to logbook.
Oh, Lord, wait, really? Lord isn't canon anymore? I've already got 45% of the scans. What's not canon anymore?
Recording to
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't heard that. Chorizo. The golden chorizo. Oh, I see. So it's a dick waving contest. It sounds like he's gotten over it, I guess. Um, let's see. I don't think I want to go to the frigate yet. I think I need the ice beam. I think I might need the grapple babble too. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. But we also talked about Samus Returns earlier. But yeah, it's just kind of funny to be like, it was just funny, that's all. Just like, here's the spoiler, here on the same line. There you go. I mean, it's whatever. Like, so we talked about Samus Returns earlier. I'm just gonna wobble at y'all until y'all move on. You're fine. I don't know what's happening in the chat right now, but you're fine. I'm going back to Fendrana now that I double jump. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah, it's the wrong button once again. I think what made systems like the GameCube easier for me too, and then 64 and all of those, is that like it had about the same number of buttons, but they were separated. Like they were in clear groups. You had the A and B buttons, you had the X and Y buttons, and they were in very different locations. So it was clear that one was like a primary thing and one was for other tasks. While with the Xbox controller or in the Plus controller I have, like everything is just together. They're all just together. So like any button could do anything, and you have no idea until you press them. And if you don't have muscle memory for it, you're just fumbling around.
Recorded to logbook.
You know, you can power things with the wrong button by rotating very quickly. Wobble power. There's a lot of wobble power. Hey, look, an artifact. Just hanging out here. I think there's anything else in this room, is there? A very bad room. What's this? Oh, there's something else in this room. There's a spindesium for power bombs. I'm gonna guess that's for power bombs. We all love a good old... Actually, what is a chorizo? Like, I always just... It's like a kind of burrito or something, isn't it? Oh, it's a sausage. Oh, right. It's that sausage, right. It's the sausage that has a skin on it you have to, like, squeeze it out of. Like a casing. I made chili with a chorizo once. And I didn't know about the casing. But, like, I put it onto the heat. And then I noticed that, like, as I was trying to mush it around, it was, like, inside of a container. And I'd, like, fish it out real quick and then squeeze it out of the plastic it was in. Like, the casing it was in. I was like, oh no. I think there's a different chorizo in like Europe versus here. Like I think they're different. I remember reading about that when I was like trying to figure out what a chorizo was for that recipe. Rude. Oh, is that technically pre-cooked? Interesting. I don't think I'd want to eat it raw. Not the ones here anyway. It would be very a very unpleasant texture. Oh hi. Alright, scanned one of you, alright, yeah. Baby Shiga. Just touching its back hurts me. Like, what's it doing? It's just standing there. Calm down, Samus.
Recorded to logbook.
Funny fella. Yeah, I mean, that's how most enemies defeat me, is they wobble me so hard I knock myself out. Huh. Wow, they sure were full of themselves. I'm balancing the whole universe in my hands. Yes. Lost. I think I need how is he? I already forgot what I was saying. I moved on through like 3 different thoughts in the span of that second. That's a phrase, yeah. Hey Skyward Whiskey, how's it going? Oop. Oh, I need to bomb that twice. Yes, I am hungry. People keep asking, and I'm trying not to think about it, but yes, I am hungry. Someone else asked near the start of the stream too, I don't remember who. There's that, yeah. Wave beam. Time to get a headache. Oh no, he went away from me, oh no. I like how they also bounce off each other's, like, blasts. They are very weak orbs. Baby orbs. I don't remember exactly what I need to do this fella. Okay, so I need to make it blast and then be too tired, I guess. What I'm getting out of this. Sucks up small orb. I think I'm doing the right thing. Oh no, you squeezed it out of me again. Also, it, like, shot at the floor there. That was kind of weird. There we go. Oh, okay. That came back so suddenly. Yeah, all the cutscenes are just very fast. Very purple. Can I scan wave beam doors? No. They are just doors. Wobble beam. Well, I mean, we kind of know what would happen if electricity is applied to Belly, right? Like, we can guess. So you have to hold X and then use the D-pad to switch weapons, and I think there's an option to change that. I feel like you can make it so that happens, but you can also make it so it's X to fire missiles. I don't know if I would want that. I might swap beam and visor, because you swap beams more often than you swap visors, I feel like. Still very bright and purple. Wonder. That's gonna mess me up because I already have the muscle memory. Maybe I'll do this? That's a bit easier to hit than hitting X, I feel like. Especially if I'm like in the middle of jumping around trying to dodge something. That change behavior here. It does. It changes the button for bouncing now. The missile button is the balance button. So I don't remember that arena for the Mother Shegoth or whatever being where it was. I remember it being like an outdoorsy area, not like a sealed-in cave room thing. That was a little weird too. What, the golem? No, I'm not thinking of the golem. Oh, okay. I don't know, or unless there's a third boss. Can I get to this now? What? Out of here. Alright, I probably need the plasma beam for this. Or, yeah, 'cause missiles... Oh no, it was a missile. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that things were funny. I stopped being used to what button I pressed to fire missiles. I'll have to get used to it again. These are new. No! I'm a bitch. I hope I see those again. I don't know, Shrefo. Can I kill it with... Okay, I can kill it without a charge shot, it just takes forever. Let me see if I can get those things to respawn if I come back this way. Yeah. I know there's another spot with those things. But it was like... Those are always just really annoying. But yeah, I forgot that there was a second variety of them is the problem. I got the normal variety that was in the, like, Talon Ruins or whatever. But I didn't realize there was a second variety. Okay, they're back.
Recording to logbook.
Well, I just didn't remember also, like, you know. I hear a noise for power up somewhere around here. Oh, I need ice. I need plasma beam again. A lot of spots you need plasma beam for here, and I do not remember them. Okay. Yeah, I remember funny shenanigans with this room. Yeah, that is the neat part, I guess. See, that's what's funny is, so I was in Ryuto's stream a couple days ago, and he was talking about how the weapon bobbing was apparently giving people motion sickness, and he turned it off in Doom. And like I had no idea that was something that was like bothered people. I'm wondering, like, because no one's ever said anything to me about it in my stream, so I'm like wondering if like there's people who are like, ugh. Funny water. Could be a save room, right? Or is this door just off? Oh. cordite is. All these fancy things I have to keep remembering, and I never remember what any of them are. Tired of hitting the wrong buttons. Always get used to switching weapons with X. I keep hitting the wrong button to shoot my missiles now. Oh hi. Where'd you come from? Let me scan you, dickhead.
Recorded to logbook.
Get out of my face. Rude. Time for funny fellas. It's true, they all want that orb.
Defeat enemies to unlock doors.
Okay, thanks, random voiceover. Defeat enemies to unlock doors. Oh, okay.
Recorded to logbook.
I always thought it was funny how much they bounce when you kill them with a missile, especially a super missile. They just go flying.
Doors unlocked.
Doors unlocked. What? Rude. I like that later on they have the color-coded pirates. Just like, I'm wearing purple. Samus will never figure out how to beat me. Oh no. Can't believe it. Wow, a force field. Something nearby, you say. Where could it be? It is strong enough to bounce projectiles back, that's true. Who is still here? I think there's like a dude hiding on a ceiling somewhere or something in this room that you like can see with the like heat scanner or the X-ray visor or something.
Recorded to logbook.
And the thing. Yeah, this music's weird.
Recorded to logbook.
I'm still scanning stuff. I miss things.
Recorded to logbook. Recorded to logbook.
Gotta record all the things. Now I think we're... Oh, there's more up here. Doesn't look like an ice beetle to me. Imagine if this music was like done with a kazoo. That'd be great. There's the fellow that was hanging out on the ceiling. Another one there. Where they keep coming from? Get out of here. And a turret. And another fella. Okay. We done now? Yeah, the whale song guitar riff. I remembered it. So I was saying this music's just weird. Cordite. Cordite missiles? No. Probably power bombs or super missiles. Who knows? I always forget. I need like a cheat sheet for what all the different materials are for. I never remember. I mean, the items, like, I can look here, like, it tells me, you know, morph ball bombs will break sandstone taloric alloy, missile launchers, radion and brimstone, charge beam doesn't really do much of anything, so, like, I can find out if I really want to. Or funny room. I think this room has a scanner of some sort in it. Right. Astronomical. Mathematical. Can't defeat me with your puny orbs. You need bigger orbs than that. Hey Furry Gamer, how's it going?
Recording to logbook. Recording to logbook.
Metroid that has a bunch of tanks. Oh, what, the energy tanks? Yeah, Super Metroid has a lot of energy tanks. Hey, congratulations. So is that Saturday? 5 days away? Because today was Tuesday, right? The funny thumpers. That raid? Did we get raided? Oh. I mean, yeah, we can do that sometime this week. The thing is like, all the nuts I get, you can buy the same things with. So, like, I already have the things I need because I do the weekly hunts. And I haven't even done the other raid to, like, use the coins we've gotten anyway. Can't believe those thumper thing. It's another Rejax room, full of orbs and things that thump them. Anyway, new visor. Time to get a bunch of billion. Planet billions and billions. And tabula.
Recording to logbook. Recording to logbook.
So, what is Zebus and Talon 4 in the same system? Like the same star system? Kind of wild. Oh, I thought this was a visor up here. Or is it not super missiles, is it? I thought you got the X-ray visor in here. No, no, you get the X-ray visor in a different room. That's right. What is this thing? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's super. Now I can break different things. Super missile can... Cordite. One of these doors leads to a save room, and one of them leads to progress. I don't remember which is which. That is not the save room. That's the save. The guy's like, oh, I'm tired of these holograms, they're old and outdated. And no one uses holograms anymore. An elevator. The control tower. I feel like one of these elevator rooms has a secret behind it. I don't remember which one it is. Time for a rooftop fight, if I remember right. Funny rooftop fight. They've already scanned the jetpack dudes. I don't think they're even here yet. I think that's later. He had no idea where I was. Okay, here's jetpack dudes. Yeah. I mean, it's not the... Like in Super Metroid... You know what? One thing? In Super Metroid, you could always turn off, like, pieces of your equipment, and none of the other ones do that, and that always made me really sad. Like, I always wanted to, like, turn off pieces of my equipment, like Metroid Fusion and stuff. Alright, we can have some fun. Just don't even exist anymore. Goodbye. Okay, there's a thing here. We need to, like, knock down one of these towers in order to get another one of those things. Oh, know if that's something I can do yet. What do you mean that hurt me? Oh, I need to be able to melt this ice to do it. Are you backseating, Midas? Is that what I just saw? Are you backseating? It's kind of hilarious that my mods are like the worst offenders for backseating all the time. Yeah, I know you're trying. Recorded to logbook. You big, stupid jellyfish.
Recorded to logbook.
Oh no. Can't believe I shot with so much energy that it popped. Anything else for me to scan here? And yeah, it does. It wants to suck all the air out. But it doesn't get to. I need that air. See? It siphons pure air from the belly. No good.
Recorded to logbook.
There is one that does inflate you? Which one's that? Oh yeah, you're talking about the yeah. I know in Super. Where are you? You good down there? Are you even facing me? Yeah, it is. Need energy. So. Please step into the hologram. Obsolete hologram. Oh, well, that was easy. Yeah, I don't remember if I said it in a stream or if I just said to be, but like that's a calm idea I've had for a while, was a Metroid trying to like get something out of my belly.
Recorded to logbook.
In 14. Doing Baldezi and Arsenal, just casually talking about Metroids attached to my belly, you know. As you do. I mean, I could draw it. I don't know if I would want to draw it, but I could draw it. Here's the room where you get the goggles that do nothing. This is the one I was thinking of. Did you really be using a jetpack indoors? Doesn't seem like a good idea. Nothing can resist. You're talking about the Pirate's love tubes. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. Time for the lights to turn off. Because I guess that advisor was powering the whole room. Oh god. This is not a good effect. I do not remember it looking like this. Ooh boy. Boy howdy. I need ice for that. Yeah, this is not good. It did not look like this in the original Midas. No way. I would have remembered it being this bad. You talking about on the GameCube one, Midas? Because I thought you said you had never played the GameCube one. I don't think it was like this. Like, I feel like I would have remembered this. Like, this is bad. Okay, yeah, I never played the trilogy version. Like, this is actually making me feel queasy. Like, it's not just scrubbing. Like, this is getting me feeling not good. I'm actually looking at my like preview window that's smaller to look at it instead.
Recording to logbook. Doors unlocked.
Doors unlocked. I'm gonna have to keep this on for a while, huh? On my face. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, bye. Yeah. I saw I didn't play the trilogy version, so I don't know much about that one. A lot of missiles. I need to go back to my ship. Where's this lead from? Wow, I cannot see anything. Okay. Belly expansion acquired. It's fine, the floor is just light enough that I can see and walk on it. Yeah, inflate your pocket dimension. Just kidding, now I have to do this. Turrets. Or like, no. I think the power stays off here like forever, doesn't it? I think it's back on this half, maybe? Give me... any of that. I always get confused on this little tower because you always get in a fight and then you have to like figure out which elevator to take, and I always take the wrong one. Okay. Time to save. Anything? I think there's anything important door to take to get out of here. Okay. This is like the only enemy that has a machine gun in any Metroid game. They're all just hanging out on the ceiling. It looks so stupid. Like, you're never gonna see me, oh no. this. I think I needed the... Yeah. Mansion acquired. Again. There's so many of them. Why are my missiles not locking on? Here, have that. Have a Metroid. Yeah, you deal with that. Good job. Anyway. Oh, another one. Here we go. I think we're almost out of here. Just a couple funny fellas left. Missile's low. Oh no. Okay. God, there's a Billy. Okay, there we go. Some more missiles. What are you doing up there? Like, who do they think they're fooling by hanging out on the ceiling like that? There's a door here? Oh. Hello, map room. That would have been nice, I guess. It's kind of a linear location, though. Here's all these new locations. I guess there are a couple, actually. It's kind of funny, like, they just have all these random things on the wall. It's just like, did you know? Phase on ore is very blast resistant. Alright, we've escaped. We're outside again. Time to celebrate. Another save room. Yeah, I also love seeing. Well, we shouldn't have much reason to go back there until we're clean, or it's like cleaning up, at least. What is this cordite? So I need to X-ray it. There we go. Man, yeah, I definitely need oh, give me energy. I'm full energy. Give me missiles. I'm so low. I'm so sad. I'm gonna have to super missile the boss, or not super missile, like power hard shot the boss to death. It's gonna be very embarrassing. The enemies have been very stingy with missiles. A floating rock. Time for a talus. You have to bomb one of its legs to knock it over, and then, or bomb one of its arms to knock it over, and then climb onto its back and hit the orb with a blunt object until it breaks. Hardest. Huh. Yeah, who will win? A rock or a squish ball? When you squished me, it disconnected me from the chat room for a second, B. You squished me so hard it kicked me out of chat. Man, it's making the place shake a lot. Hold on. Yeah, Twitch just hasn't really been having a good time lately. You're gonna try to break the belly, Zool? That doesn't seem like something you would do. How are you gonna do that? Are you not vulnerable with that anymore right now? Oh, he's making a storm. Funny storm. He is summoning Thor. Today's not Thor's day though, today's Tuesday. Tummy Tuesday. Remember Tummy Tuesday? I haven't seen like anyone post, besides me on Mastodon, I haven't seen anyone post Tummy Tuesday in forever. I don't see much Fursuit Friday anymore either, actually. Of course, Twitter is Twitter, and you can't see much of anything on Twitter, but... Not bad. Oh! Why'd you give up posting? Oh, right. Yeah, people keep uploading your stuff onto YouTube and stuff. Yeah, you got them trolls. Kind of surprised I haven't had anyone impersonate me yet, at least I'm aware of. I guess I'm too boring. Oh my god, I forgot how long this boss takes. This guy gives me Spider Ball, right? Not Grapple Battle. Yeah, people do get very obsessive about fursuits for some reason. I've noticed that. Probably doesn't usually take as long as if I have access to missiles. Instead of having to just charge beam it the whole way. There we go. He's trying to orb, but he's too he can't do it. Not good enough to be an orb. Dunk. Man, Spider Ball. Oh, do you think was there some reason they would have gotten rid of that Midas? No comedy allowed? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's funny. Where I came in through. Another spot over. Looks like I need grapple for it. Hey boss, give me missiles, thank you. More caverns, oh boy, we're back. Oh, wait. I also, yeah, I forgot to scan that. Oh, never mind. I don't have the Coldman. Yeah, I have that setting on, actually. It's only come up a couple of times. Where was it? Thunder sound? Yeah, the narration, the cinematic subtitles. I have it on. So far we've just had a cutscene at the very start that had narration, and I've noticed that the like suit, I guess, talks to me sometimes and tells me about doors being locked, which is kind of weird. I think that's the only things I've noticed, though. I'm assuming those are probably the narration is associated with, like... Okay, so that must be the partial. If I do the partial, that's just the European stuff. That must be what happens with that. Because, yeah, there's a option for, like, partial, which is only the European stuff. Because in the US, it didn't tell you any of that stuff. It never said, like, the doors are locked or anything like that. It was just, like... It was just no voices at all, ever. I don't know. Got knocked off. And lava? This is a very obnoxious spot to be fighting here. Okay. I was like stuck on the side and very slowly sliding down. I don't remember if the recorded to logbook voice thing was a thing or not, actually. I'm not sure about that one. We did have that one? Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to say no because I did like vaguely remember it, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, that's definitely new, the door business. God, man, those guys really are good at sucking in those orbs. Very powerful. I don't remember them being quite that, Oh, okay, don't do that. I don't remember them being quite that good at, grabbing round objects before. Oh my god! I thought there was a grate there. Oops. Let me guess, that one's lava too? Okay, don't go down here. That's what I'm learning today. Don't go down here. What am I looking at? Where am I in comparison to the rest of the world? Indesium. I think I've got like a few missiles still. Oh, wait, that's power bomb. Oops. Okay, there's a door over here. I want to get back to my ship so I can just have missiles again. that's the goal right now. This thing's back.
Recorded to logbook.
Puddle spore. I feel like we're nearish. Let's hit every wrong button. I feel like we're nearish where yeah, this is the room that the plasma beam's in, I think. But I don't think I get that until a lot later. Can I get that yet? It doesn't make sense to me unless the ice beam's in here, but that'd be kind of weird. Oh my god. Don't fall on the... Oh no, I need grapple, right. I'm not ready for this room yet. Yeah, I need grapple and I need the ice beam up there to get it. Okay. I always like those weird lava lizards, like those little weird little lava dragon things for some reason. Oh, now I've got plenty of missiles. How was that maneuver? I mean, yeah, I probably should have felt bad for dropping a rock on it, but I wasn't sure if it would work or not. Okay. Made it. Elevator. Finally happened. I think my next destination's underwater now, isn't it? I feel like that's correct. Feels like it's about time for gravity suit, and I think you could grapple down there too, maybe? I don't remember when you get grapple, actually. Like, I do not recall. It's much later than I feel like it should be. But yeah, I do think Waterland is our next destination. Get our missiles back. Time to drink the ocean, yes. Now, I'm going to call it here, though. It's about 9 o'clock at night. But thanks for coming by, everyone. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'll probably do more of this tomorrow, honestly. Doom can wait. But yeah, I'll see y'all next time.